Hey guys, so I've made a few videos recently talking about the new Unity runtime fee and the negative impact it will have on developers affected by it. And just recently, Unity have finally somewhat apologized for the whole new policy, and they've made a lot of changes that are at least more favorable compared to when they first made the runtime fee announcement. So this new statement from Unity comes specifically from one of the leaders there, Mark Witten, I think that's how you pronounce his name, and he announces some changes that are a lot better than when the runtime fee policy was first announced, and what I'm going to do now is read it out. But before I do, I just do want to say that despite Unity apologizing and making a bunch of good changes, I will still be moving on to another engine after finishing up URLM Shadow Memories. Since Unity have already done this before, who knows if they might do it again in the future or try pull something similar. So yeah, I'd rather not take the risk, and whilst I will still keep Unity on my PC in case I want to update any of my already released Unity games, mainly Bodhi and Friends, I won't be using it for any new games after my new URLM game, and that's that. So yeah, so whilst I wasn't affected by the Unity runtime fee policy to begin with, I will still be moving on engines since, I don't want to risk my future potential success in Unity's hands, you know what I mean? So yeah. Anyways, without further ado, let's read this apology from Unity. So it starts off with this: to our community, I'm Mark Witten, and I lead Unity Create, which includes the Unity engine and the editor teams. I want to start with this: I am sorry. We should have spoken with more of you, and we should have incorporated more of your feedback before announcing our new runtime fee policy. Our goal with this policy is to ensure we can continue to support you today and tomorrow, and keep deeply investing in our game engine. You are what makes Unity great, and we know we need to listen and work hard to earn your trust. We have heard your concerns, and we are making changes in the policy we announced to address them. Our Unity Personal plan will remain free, and there will be no runtime fee for games built on Unity Personal. So yeah, that is one good change there. So how Unity Personal is going to work, which I'll read out the next bit in a bit, but I'll basically just, say it here. So basically how Unity Personal is going to work is it's going to work to how it's already working right now. So you know how Unity Personal Edition currently has like a $100,000 revenue cap, and then once you hit that cap, you're expected to upgrade to Plus or Pro? Well, yeah, that's basically how it's going to work, except as it says here, we will be increasing the cap from 100,000 to 200,000, and we will remove the requirement to use the Made with Unity splash screen. So yeah, so that is a really good change in my opinion, removing the Made with Unity splash screen requirement. I do think that is a good change. It is understandable why Unity had the splash screen there to begin with. It's for free users who don't actually pay to use the engine. They use it for free, so it does make sense to have the Unity splash screen at the start of a game. It's kind of fair in a way, you know what I mean? I do think it's fair at least. Anyways, I think a reason as to why it's good they're removing the splash screen is because they're removing the Unity Plus subscription, I'm pretty sure. I think they're still sticking to their guns on that. They're still going to be removing the Unity Plus subscription, and that was basically the cheapest tier of Unity that you could purchase in order to remove the Unity splash screen. But now that they're removing that, that would mean that the cheapest tier you could buy is Pro, and Pro is a lot more expensive than Plus is, and in my opinion isn't really worth it just to remove the Unity splash screen. So it does make sense that Unity are removing the splash screen on the free version, since it's, only fair now that they're removing Plus. So yeah, I do understand why they're removing the Unity splash screen, and I do think that is a good thing. No game with less than $1 million in trailing 12-month revenue will be subject to the fee. So that means that the $200,000 revenue cap that was initially there is no longer there now, since the runtime fee will no longer apply to Unity Personal users. So since it's only going to be applying to Pro and above now, so Pro and Enterprise, that means that, the $1 million fee that was there to begin with will still be there. Now, to be honest, I will say this, I do think that it is a little a little silly to still have the runtime fee for pro and enterprise users, considering they're already paying to use the engine. If they want to still keep the runtime fee around, why don't they just remove Unity Pro and Unity Enterprise subscriptions and just make Unity free in general, and then make it that everyone has to do the runtime fee, Now, I do know what you guys are probably going to say, but, you didn't like the runtime fee. Why are you saying that they should do it for everyone? Now, you guys will see later on. We're going to continue reading. You guys will see why I do say this, because they do actually make a good, change to this runtime fee and how it works. So instead of every 20 cents per install, it's another way it works now. I don't want to spoil it, but you guys will see. I mean, if you've already read this letter yourself, then you would already know, but, for those who haven't already read it, then yeah. For those creators on Unity Pro and Enterprise, we are also making changes based on your feedback, so it seems like there are, still going to be making some changes based on the feedback of Pro and Enterprise users. The runtime fee policy will only apply beginning with the next LTS version of Unity shipping in 2024 and beyond. So that means that this policy will no longer apply to older Unity versions like it did previously, because how it worked previously is even if you had games that were released for years even, that could have been made on like Unity 4 or 5, even this policy would have applied to them. They would have still had to pay the runtime fee, but now that is no longer the case, since it's only going to apply to games made on the next LTS Unity version that starts next year. Your games that are currently shipped and the projects you are currently working on will not be included unless you choose to upgrade them to this new version of Unity. We will make sure that you can stay on the terms applicable for the version of the Unity editor you are using, as long as you keep using that version. For games that are subject to the runtime fee, we are giving you a choice of either a 2.5% revenue share or the calculated amount based on the number of new people engaging with your game each month. Both of these numbers are self-reported from data you already have available. You will always be billed the lesser amount. So yeah, guys, this is why I was saying before, why don't they just remove the Unity Plus and Enterprise subscriptions and just make it so then everybody has to pay the runtime fee? Because as you can see here, they've announced that instead of having to pay 20 cents per install, it's just going to be like a 2.5% revenue share thing, where, I think maybe every purchase of your game they might get 2.5% from each purchase, or just 2.5% from your monthly earnings for your game. I'm not really too sure there. But yeah, that is a lot better than what they previously announced though, so why don't they just, remove Unity Pro and Enterprise, and then just have it so then everybody has to do like a 2.5% revenue share thing. It's sort of like Unreal Engine, with how that engine is completely free, except every developer has to pay like 5% once they earn over $1 million. That's basically what Unity are doing here, except it's 2.5%. And then there's also another way, they're basically giving you a choice here. So you can either do the 2.5% revenue share, or the calculated amount based on the number of new people engaging with your game each month. I don't really know how that's going to work, but I don't really understand that. I'd rather go with the 2.5% revenue share if I was a pro or enterprise user. Both of these numbers are self-reported as well, which, I think is a lot better than what Unity was saying before, with how they're going to track the installs themselves. So now the numbers are actually self-reported, so, they need to trust you to report accurately on your data and stuff like that. So I do think that is a lot better, in my opinion at least. We want to continue to build the best engine for creators. We truly love this industry and you are the reason why. And then there's, something about a live fireside chat and blah, blah, blah. Thank you for caring as deeply as you do, and thank you for giving us hard feedback, Mark Witten. And yeah, so that's pretty much Unity's apology. I do think it is pretty good. It's a lot better than, the previous change, but it will take me personally a long time to gain my trust back with Unity. I won't be using their engine anymore after URLM Shadow Memories, and I'll be moving on. Who knows if I'll use it again in the future if I gain some trust back. I don't know. I used Unity for years. It was and it still is an amazing engine. It's just that the company behind it, I don't know if I can really trust them all that much anymore, which is why I want to move on. Because who knows, Unity could do something, like that runtime fee they first announced in the future. Who knows? They've still got the same CEO. You just have to remember that as well. The CEO that is in charge of Unity is still there. He's still there. There's no change with that at all. And yeah. But anyways, guys, that's the end of this video pretty much. If you did enjoy, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, what are your thoughts on this new change? What are your thoughts on Unity's apology? Will you be still using Unity? Will you not be? I know that some of you guys will still be using Unity since, you guys don't plan to make money off your games commercially. I'm not saying about you all, I'm just saying about that some of you, of course. But yeah. Anyways, I'll see you all soon, and bye-bye.